They're now creating robots with organic muscles. That's right. They are fusing mech and organic together, flesh together. There's a guy by the name of Gazola. Him and his scientific team have managed to combine artificial parts with living tissue to create remote-controlled robots that run on light and mouse muscle tissue. Artificial parts with living tissue. Mouse muscles with tech, with mechanical stuff. This is being called a biohybrid robot. We've kind of seen things with, like they're doing with insects, where they're strapping mechanical stuff on these things, but now they're doing full on. It's getting crazy. So, best example I can give you. Have you seen the Terminator? I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever met anybody who hasn't seen the Terminator. And I don't mean the absolutely horrific reboots. I'm talking about the classic Terminator, where he had actual flesh, lips, eye tissue, all of that stuff, and it was robot. You could see like how kind of morbid, but when he ripped his arm off, there was blood and muscle and meat and skin on the flesh, but then it was robotic underneath. That's what they're making now. And I don't just mean that's what they're working on. They made it. It worked. I don't have video or pictures or anything like that of it. They didn't release any of that stuff, at least from what I could find. But they literally made a Terminator from mechanical parts and mouse muscle tissue. It's becoming reality. It uses wireless LED chips to stimulate the real muscles using light. So they still have to stimulate the muscles to get them to work. The scientists also say that the benefit for mixing mech and tissue is it allows the robot to react to things like heat, light, and chemicals without programming. So now they're talking about how the muscles will naturally react to these different things, and so you don't have to program the robot to react to them. So this is, again, combining, this is playing God, and we're not supposed to even come anywhere close to this, guys. I mean, I know you can't open up the Bible and it specifically says don't create biohybrid robots, but we're not supposed to be doing this type of stuff. This is not good. He also claims that organic robots can heal themselves and even reproduce. So now we're talking about these biohybrid robots that are self-healing and can reproduce. I don't know how that's even possible, but this is what he's talking about. Gazola, the head scientist behind this, says his focus moving forward, pay attention to this, guys. Gazola says his focus moving forward is to grow neural cells and integrate them into the organic robot's system, which will allow them to think for themselves. He wants these biohybrid robots to be able to just think for themselves. Basically, a sentient organic robot. That's what he's pushing. We're beyond where we're supposed to be. This is something that the elites, the agenda is they're trying to be gods. We've seen Harari talk about it. We've seen Schwab talk about it. We've seen the Rothschilds talk about it. We've seen all these people talk about it, where they're trying to get it to the point where they will be gods. Peter Thiel has talked about it. Sam Altman has talked about it. These tech guys have talked about it. The leader guys have talked about it. And it all stems from the Tower of Babel, because back in the Tower of Babel, the whole point was they believed that they were gods. And the tower was we can build us a tower because we are gods. That's that spiritual level, that push that's putting all this agenda forward. It's about reaching God status again, and by literally creating not only sentient AI but also biohybrid robots. This is about playing God. This is about putting themselves on that level where they can create. Peter Thiel has talked about it, where the whole what we're supposed to do is reach to the point that God intended us to be, so we can co-create together. He specifically says it's about getting on God's level, so us and God can come together and co-create from here on forward. That's this progression that they're trying to push. That's this progression that they want to reach. And by doing stuff like this, if you actually just get down to it and think, you're combining mech with tissue. That's mortifying. It's horrible thinking. But this is what they want.